Vincent here with Peconi Real Estate, and we're going to go talk to Rose of Sharon, Services for Young Mothers. I'm here with Anna Pavant, Executive Director, Rose of Sharon, Services for Young Mothers. So young mothers, give me a little idea of what that includes.
So we support a young woman from the early ages of 14, 15, prenatally up to the age of 25, and again, prenatal or parenting.
So
child.
right from the beginning up to 25. It's incredible.
And a couple of programs are run out of here. The ABC program,
I have the same high chair at
prenatal.
home. I do, it's the best one.
The ABC prenatal program that we are lead agency for, as well as our food security program. We have a food coordinator who is amazing, and that's started this year that we're doing workshops on healthy eating, working on a budget, but not only doing the workshops, but giving them hands-on experience, and then providing them with the food and the utensils to take home to recreate the meal for themselves
Fantastic.
and their children, right? So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I warned Daniel.
Yeah.
So this is our donation room, and it kind of
Yeah.
starts here. The reason this is really good to see is that because our community is phenomenal
Yes.
in giving stuff and giving us the opportunity to get, whether it's clothing or gently used items to support our moms who, on a budget, and when you're trying to get rent up and you're trying to get food on the table, these are some of the things that we can support with. So community is amazing in that perspective. The challenge for us is that this is great. What we really are looking for are those donors and those individuals or corporations or places that are in alignment with our mission to help support financially, to make sure our doors are open. So it's great that we can give them stuff. The more important aspect of our agency is being able to support them with their parenting programs, with personal development programs, with all the education programs that we provide. But this is our donation room. So I'm gonna have you come through because it's just
Good. You weren't kidding. There's lots of stuff. Hi.
hi. This is the stuff, and then the other small area that we do, which we get support with from Life Corps and other food banks, is that we have our own food bank. So when our moms come, they have access to, food items that we can hopefully support them with. That alleviates some of the stress on their budget, right? So, yes, Demetria, she's one of our counselors here. So we have 4 counselors on site, and I can talk a little bit more about
of course.
all the different programs that we offer and the supports that we offer.
Absolutely.
Because this is the Child Development Center. So this is where when our moms are in a program, so again, whether it's personal development program, or parenting programs or a high school program, this is where the babies and the children are cared for. With the most amazing staff, we have registered ECE and a child and youth worker.
Awesome.
And their goal is to support mom in any way possible. Again, it's not just while mom's in program, but they also do a lot of child development learnings. Raising your child, best practices, all those really good things, attachment and bonding. And they do a Mom and Me program, which is an interactive program, because we know that when you're with your baby and you have role models showing you how to support your child, that it's a win-win for everyone. Right? So this is them.
Wonderful.
And this is our most beautiful room.
Yeah. So what other kind of supports do you offer?
So we are fortunate enough, we have 4 counselors on site, and their role is to support the individual mother that comes in, and that's with goals. So, it's an interesting, again, approach to how we support our moms. So they will come into us, they've walked through the door, which takes a lot of courage. They've chosen to keep their pregnancy, so, we know that they want to do the best they can for this baby that's going to be coming. So when they come in, they meet a counselor for the first time. We have 4 counselors, so we cover all of York Region. We have a South End counselor, a Central counselor, and a North counselor, so Georgina, as well as a care and treatment counselor, which is our high school program, because they come from all over. So when a mom comes in, they meet with a counselor, and their role is to support them in what their goals are. And of course, that is ever evolving because we know life happens.
Absolutely.
So for the youngest ones that are wanting the high school education, they will meet with our counselor, they will register for the high school, but then they also work on personal goals, right? Whatever that looks like for them, or family goals, what that looks like for them and their child. And because we offer up throughout York Region, our counselors will meet with our moms here, but they also will go out into community to meet with our moms. Because we know, transportation is challenging. We know, especially in the winter months, when you're packing a baby and you're packing your 8 months pregnant and trying to get on a bus or trying to get here to, get support, it's difficult. So we will go to them. And that's one of our, the areas that we really focus on being client-centered. What is it that they need? And although goals are set when they come in, we also know that because life happens, that we will adjust and we will accommodate. And our focus is always strength-based. We will always see the strength in them and the possibility. And, for some it's great, and others that, we support in helping them see that in themselves. And that's our goal, to help them see the magnificence and the brilliance and the love that we see in them when they walk in. No matter where they've come from, no matter where their story has brought them to today, no matter where their experiences have brought them here to today.
It's incredibly empowering.
It's very empowering. It's empowering for everyone around, right? And it's most empowering for our young mothers and for our moms that, again, we don't know where life circumstances have brought them, how life circumstances have brought them here, but we know that they're here. And we know that if we empower them, then we're empowering them to be better for themselves, for their children, and of course for community.
Incredible. Tell me a bit about the cooking that goes on in here.
Yes, so that's a relatively new program, one that we've been advocating for quite a few years, and we actually got funding for it from Trillium. Am I allowed to mention?
Absolutely.
Okay. From Trillium, so it's our food security program. So we know that our moms are the women that walk through the door. Again, life happens. There are mitigating circumstances to making sure that housing is in place, making sure that they're doing their best for themselves and their children. And one of the areas is food security. That we know that if they're looking to find, if they have to spend money on, supporting their child or supporting, the rent, that more than likely food does not get on the table for that mom. So we recognized that quite a few years ago and been advocating for it. So we have a food security program. It's run by our nutrition educator, and she supports by providing meals, cooking programs. So it's not just cooking for them; it's cooking with them.
Right.
And it's an opportunity for them to learn. Again, some of these women have only had whatever experiences they've had with food. So it's changing that experience with food. And having them experience different opportunities of how you can cook, different, especially when they're using food banks. Like, there's only so many things you can do with beans. So how do you make that exciting? But how do you make it nutritional? How do you make it so that they are supporting themselves, again, and supporting their children?
Again, it's wonderful to hear, like, it's not just cooking meals for them, but empowering them to learn the skills that then they can then do it on their own and kind of catch fire with that a little bit so they can keep learning and learning and learning, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that goes with all our programs. Our programs are always client-centered and always strength-based. It is the opportunity, again, to hear where they're coming from, know that they're going to get supported, and we will, walk that journey with them no matter what that looks like.
It's incredible. We went into Rosie's closet,
yes.
And it was absolutely packed. Tell me a little bit about that, and tell me about why it's overflowing.
Rosie's Closet's been around from the beginning. It is an opportunity, and it's great because I think that it's an opportunity for community to get involved, especially the first stages, right? When, people really like to give, and they like to give things. And so when Rosie's Closet was started, it was based on finding a way to support moms in being able to support all of their areas of life. So, if they're paying rent, if they're buying food, if they're, doing all those pieces on a limited budget, how can we support them? So Rosie's Closet is our donation room. And community is very generous in providing gently used clothing, gently used household items, as well as we have a small food bank there that we access, and the food banks actually support us as well. And it's an opportunity for, again, community to share some of the resources that they have, right, that they bring in. So it's lots of stuff, and which is great. And I think it really meets immediate needs. And it's always packed. People like to give. One of the areas that we're really focusing on is, talking to donors and talking to the community to, again, acknowledge that this is great, but what we really need is the financial support to continue to keep our doors open, because that will support in the moment, and what we're looking for is creating opportunities to create empowerment, to create independence. So the parenting programs, personal development programs, the opportunity to get education, no matter what that looks like, to empower that young woman to be able to do those pieces on her own. So, because they eventually graduate from us.
That's right.
We call it graduation.
That's right.
So at the age of 25, we transition them on. Some transition earlier, it just depends on where they're at. And the idea is that they will walk away from us with an amazing support system. So the possibility, because they've gotten all this education, the possibility because we really encourage peer-to-peer support within the moms that meet each other in the programs or whatever activities that they're doing and supports that they're accessing, as well as the community support. So we really make sure, and this is part of the counseling role in some of our outreach programs, is that we really look at having them look at their community and involved in their community and finding those access and the resources in their community to support them as they move on from us.
Wow. I'm like blown away. It's like, what don't you do?
Yeah.
Right? So who do you support?
So we support young women under the age of 25, and we support over 600 women and children every year.
All across your region?
All across York region. We're the only agency that provides this service, and providing it for 33 years now.
33 years. And
Yes.
how long have you been here?
So I started in 2002 as a part-time worker. I actually started in this room. I was actually, it was a neighbor that offered me the opportunity to do job sharing. I had just come off of maternity leave, and one of the reasons why this was just perfect for me is, for me personally, I believe that one of my goals, one of my most precious roles in this lifetime is being a mother. That's for me personally. So when my neighbor came and said to me, do you want a job share? I know you're looking for a job. I'm a registered ECB as well. That someone was going to pay me to hold babies after I sent off my two to kindergarten. I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity. So I did. That's where I started. I started in this room as a part-time child development center, and then worked my way up and been executive director for the last 10 years.
What's it like being executive director?
It is one of the most, I think, it's one of the most, another role in my life that has been very dear to my heart. Many different levels, because I've come from frontline. I've worked directly with the moms, I've worked directly with the babies, and when this opportunity came up to apply for this position, I thought about what that would mean. And I really had to search on whether, was going to be a good fit for me, because I love the front line. I love working one-on-one with the moms and the babies. And then it was the opportunity that I had been here for a while. I really, because I really focused on the client-centered and strength-based approach, I thought, what a great way to see if that understanding of and acceptance of these women, if I can translate it into this role, because it's multifaceted. There are some days where I am pulled in to support in here. There are some days when I'm, sitting in the family room and having breakfast with the moms or having lunch with the moms and interacting, and those are the most precious days, because behind the scenes, my job is to ensure that this agency stays open. My job is to ensure that these programs will continue for as long as they're needed in York Region for the moms that we support. So it's a multifaceted role, one I enjoy, and one that, my staff is amazing. I have 20 staff members that support this whole agency, and I think one of the things that I most value in this position is that I believe that every position and every person, whether it's volunteers, staff members, board members, community members that support, that every role is integral, and it's so important to ensuring that this agency continues to thrive and supporting young mothers. So I love my job.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can tell, but you feel that around here too, that everybody does. People,
Yes.
Everyone's smiling, everyone's got a huge smile on their face, and they're so friendly, and it's such a wonderful place, really.
I think it's important for us, it's not just about, So we support our moms. Our goal is to, you know, empower them, to encourage them, to provide them with opportunities. But I also believe that if we're not caring for ourselves, if we're not caring for the staff that are supporting, doing the front line, if we're not caring for our volunteers or our board of directors, if we're not caring for ourselves, how are we expected to care for others? So for us, for me as executive director, a culture of, again, empowerment, support for all team members is, again, I think is integral in making sure that what we're providing for our moms goes well.
It's clearly working. You can definitely, things are amazing around here.
Hi, this is our parenting and personal development room as well as our high school program. So this is where moms will come in to do their parenting programs, to do their personal development programs, as well as workshops, as well as our high school program. And as you can see, we've put a lot of work into being very mindful of the atmosphere. We want to make it a calming, accepting, and just a really embracing space for our moms. And this is how staff will set up the rooms for all of our parenting and personal development programs.
So if I'm a young mother and I'm looking for support, what's the best way for me to get in contact with the Rose of Sharon Services for Young Mothers?
So a lot of our young moms come by word of mouth. We do have opportunities where they can find out more about us if they're in the high school program already through guidance counselors, or again through other community supports that they may be accessing. They can walk through our doors, they can email us, they can call, and they can access our website because we actually have a site on our website specifically for our young moms and letting them know what we offer.
Beautiful. And if they want to drop in, where can they find you?
So our main location is at 361 Eagle Street in Newmarket, where we're sitting today. Again, because we support all of York Region, if they're here, they can walk in, or else otherwise they could be contacting us by phone, by email, or through other resources that we have.
Okay. And so if I'm a community member and I want to help out, or if I want to reach out to you guys, what's the best way to do so?
So you can contact us by telephone, which is 905-853-5514, or by email at information@rosasharon.com, or again, visiting our website, which is www.rosasharon.com.
And it's been such a pleasure today.
Thank you so much for coming out. It was
Thank
great
you.
having the opportunity to talk about something I'm very passionate about.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.